Having said that. So.
Are we starting over?
So, Kim, what time is it?
It's 4:20, Marsha.
All right.
Okay.
Here we are.
Are we starting over?
No.
We're continuing on. Okay, cool. So we left off at some history stuff. We told you 12,000 years of cannabis, the history of marijuana, would give you all, the facts of it. And also a CNN page, right? There's a 3-parter on YouTube. Marsha loves this guy, Sanjay. What?
Gupta?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Weeds. It's a 3-part special
and
that they did.
We watched it. We were in Texas. We watched the whole thing. And what I want to say about that was that he gave the positive and some derogatory experiences. He gave both sides of it, which I appreciated. That was fair, That was fair. So that is a great thing to watch and educate yourself. Yeah. So
now, another thing that we will be including down the road in our episodes will be interviews with people such as growers, manufacturers, dispensaries. We'll go in and take a look at some of the dispensaries and meet some of the bud tenders, and we'll talk about the different strains of marijuana. There's so many different strains that cover the gamut, really, of ailments. So we'll talk about the difference between indica and sativa, if you don't know that. But I look forward to interviewing people who will also, be able to answer questions. After the episode, we'll welcome emails. And if there's a specific person you have a question for, we'll make sure to forward the email or provide you with their email address, and you can ask them directly. So now a little bit of background about the two of us. Go ahead, Kim.
Throw me to the wolves.
That's right.
Okay. I was born in 1956. That's important because that makes me a teenager in the 70s. So I wanted to do like a whole big thing about being kids from the 70s, because I think that's like Marsha's and mine with common bond is, of course we're living in 2017, right? But being a kid from the 70s is like something that, sorry, I keep doing that, banging on the light, but is something that like where, the recreational was coming into play, and the use of marijuana and the old school ways, which I hope to have a whole episode about what it was like to buy marijuana in the 70s, because it was a completely different experience. And you guys are going to totally crack up. I go in and buy my weed sometimes because I'm 61. I crack them up, if I'm buzzed, I'll crack them up by telling them what it was like, to buy weed in the 70s, and very, very different experience. So, but I believe, personally qualifying on my, my usage of marijuana is that I do not remember the very first time I ever smoked marijuana, but I was probably with Marsha. I'm going to go with that. All right. That definitely having a desire to
I'm really not
smoke.
A bad influence.
No, it was, I think it was you and your, I think it was. So anyway, loved it, obviously, and being friends with Marsha, we smoked a lot. We smoked a lot of marijuana. And basically what that did as teenagers was, spark curiosity in music. And we enjoyed music so much together. And that was basically, fun, and we enjoyed it. But it was totally recreational, nighttime. I mean, maybe, smoke a bowl during the day or something. I know I'm going on and on and on. And then we, basically our lives took each other's went in each other's, different directions, basically.
You take the higher road.
Yeah. And, roll on 40 years later, my experience
roll on
was not being daily going into, and yes, smoking tons of marijuana before parenthood. Definitely. Definitely. But then slowing down, I mean, having to like grow up, and apparently that meant not, recreationally smoking. So put it away. And then for like 20, 25, 30 years, maybe if somebody had it, because I was familiar with it, I would smoke a joint with them. Okay, but that would be it. I never bought any, never anything like that. So then screech up to about this off and on hit and miss, right? Enjoyed it, yes. Screech up to about 5 years ago. The only disease that I've ever really had, besides like thing that I've suffered from medically, was having sciatica, which means that basically your back kind of pops out. So becoming a daily marijuana smoker alleviated me from any kind of lower back pain. Okay, I call it sciatica, but it is basically gone, absolutely gone, and I attributed that gooey, lovely THC in my joints and in my back, filling in what was the deficit from just life, lifting kids, lifting, hurting your back. So my thing is that that's why I'm so excited about it, the medicinal, part of it becoming legal, is that it can alleviate much suffering, much pain, no pain. It becomes no pain whatsoever. And I will add in, we were going to talk about this in another episode, but this qualifies me for, I have signed off from synthetic medicine. I have given up on it. And so but I want to believe in this, and I do from experience. I do believe in this this medicine, and from experience. So and I want everyone to turn on to that and have a better quality of life. Just I have a better quality of life today than I did 10 years ago, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So anyway, there you go. So, Marcia?
Thank you,
Anyway,
ma'am.
First episode, right?
Anyway, no, that's good. I don't mean to. I crack up because I'm not macking. I'm not macking or mocking you.
Mocking me? No.
Hi, my name's Marcia. And I started smoking marijuana at the age of 14, and pretty much became a daily smoker right away. I enjoyed it. I was still able to, it was available. I was able to function. There were family dynamics that made it available in abundance. And I enjoyed it. And like I say, I was able to function. I currently am still a daily user, and I have a decent job. I'm not, just because I've been a daily user since my teens does not mean that I'm some kind of loser, because
old bias.
Yeah, another misconception. There's something about marijuana and what it does to calm me down. I've always been heavy, and kind of bullied when I was young, and had the depression teenagers have. So when I started using marijuana, it helped me to get through some hard times. Let's put it that way. Did I use it as a crutch? I think I used it as a crutch, just like people use their antidepressants today as a crutch. So if that's what you mean, then yes, it was a crutch in that sense. But I've been able, even though I say I'm a daily user, there have been times in my life where I have stopped by choice for, when I was carrying my son, when I had to get a job in Nevada and didn't know anybody to borrow urine from. you know, that kind of thing. So it's not, my point is, even though I'm a daily user, I can stop, and I don't do, you know, I don't go murder anyone or flip out or anything.
Yeah. Have a psychotic breakdown.
Yeah, it's not
emotional breakdown.
It's not an addictive. I can see where it could be addictive because in the sense that it makes you feel so good. You want to feel that good. But there's no physical addiction. So if you're in a situation where you have to stop, you can stop. You know?
Definitely.
So, anyway, I have 2 wonderful sons, and they learned early on. Thank you, DARE program, for making me look like a heroin addict to my children. But, you know, we worked through that. And, you know, my kids in their formidable years throughout their adulthood have known me to be a marijuana smoker. So, accepting. I love them to no end. I've always been able to provide for them. It's never been a situation where I have not been able to feed my kids, put a roof over their head, and pay my bills because of marijuana. So, anyway, I'm qualifying myself for the recreational lifestyle usage of marijuana. Because I like to have a good time, okay? I really do. I like to go to concerts.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
And we'll be sharing some of those with you.
Yeah, we're going to do on this
we both love music.
Location.
So,
we've got some fun stuff lined up. Right now in our minds, but it will happen.
These little babies are wonderful for traveling, you know, like being under the radar a little bit and being incognito, you know, it's just...
bottom line is, we went to Vegas a couple weeks ago, okay? First of all, we get off the elevator at Hooters and we get hit by a wall of smoke, and I'm like, thank you, baby Jesus.
The ganja floor. Oh, yeah, it was the ganja floor for sure.
Yeah.
We were like in heaven.
So there's a tip. And we will be doing an episode on this where we want to go back out to Vegas and hit some of the dispensaries out there, but also talk to hotels and find out what is their posture. Obviously, Hooters does not have a problem with you in their smoking rooms partaking in, because just in case there's anybody that's been under a rock for a few weeks, July 1st began in Las Vegas legalized use recreationally of marijuana. So that's kind of what we're referring to. And
they got the jump on Cali, sort of.
And they're making a
shitload of money. Ton of money.
And
so
anyway, so as a
revenue is a part of the new life of marijuana that it's taking on.
That's another thing we're going to talk about is all the different niches of the industry that
in this birthing of, you know,
exist to make this happen. So, and we will be getting a new clock at some point. So,
we just
but
thought that was
until then,
we can
hey Kim,
afford it,
what time is it?
It's 4:20, Marsha. Alrighty, let's go. All right, later.
Bye.